Hello everyone, my name is Fatima Liliana Orozco Reyes, and today, as part of the Art, History, and Appreciation course, I am going to analyze and introduce you a little bit of this architectural work that you can see in the image on the right. Its name is the Church of St. Michael Hildesheim, and we are going to learn a little bit about its construction, about its history, and also some of its elements. And to start and to have a little bit more of information, the Church of St. Michael of Hildesheim is currently considered one of the most important of the Ottonian Romanesque style. So this church is very old, and according to the dates I rescued, it was built between the years of 1001 and 1031, and it was under the direction of a bishop named Bernard of Hildesheim. So we can say that he is the author of this work. And now, talking about the localization, this church is located on the western edge of the city center of Hildesheim, and this is in the country of Germany. Also, a fact for the people who live there, it is like their diamond, because it is one of the most important artistic demonstrations of German architecture, in addition to the fact that several medieval treasures are kept inside the church. And now, to know a little bit more about the context, we are going to divide its historical context with its stylistic context. In the first place, we have its historical context, and in a very general way, it is known that it was built under the direction of the Bishop Bernard of Hildesheim, who dedicated the church to the Archangel Michael because he is on charge of landing the dead to heaven, and he had a belief that he will be buried there, for which he will go to heaven. Unfortunately, he did not success because his death was anticipated, and the bishop died in 1022, and it was 11 years before the consecration of the church. Something else about the most recent history was that during the Second World War, when many churches in Germany were already destroyed, and some people took the famous piece of wood painting, and it was hidden in the nearby mine, and the other important works were also taken out and buried to hide them and to avoid their destruction. And also the choir, the arches, and the columns were protected with concrete, so that by 1945, when the church was bombed, the works of art and their constructions were not damaged, and it just needed to be rebuilt in its original style. It was between the years of 1915 and 1957. As for the context of its style, as we already know, it is Romanesque architecture with an Ottonian Romanesque style. It is the first Romanesque church, and actually it was included on the list of the World Heritage Sites in 1985. And on the one hand, it shows Romanesque characteristics, for example, solid walls, cylindric pillars to support the heavy construction, small windows, semicircular arches, and so on. But on the other hand, it has a lot of influence from the Ottonian style. For example, the presence of symmetry, the square apse, and with transept and choir. Among its main characteristics are, for example, that it has a high degree of symmetry, but from north to south and from east to west, being a mirror image symmetry. It has a double basilica choir with two transepts and a square tower of each transept. The ground plan is building follows like a geometrical conception. The units are defined by the alternation of columns and pillars. The author wanted to have a double alternating style, which means that they alternate one square pillar for every two round columns. And above the pillars and columns, the wall closes of the nave and the arcs of its windows, letting the light from the side. Elsewhere, light shines through the Gothic windows at the bottom of the corridors beyond the arcades. And the ceilings were made of stone pouch. And well, finally, St. Michael has two entrances in each apse and four entrances in the north and the south of the church. What we can see with the naked eye is that the main entrance to the church is on the south side, going upstairs, and behind the church is a garden called the Monastery Garden. To the west are the Baroque Magdalene Garden and the Interstate River. Now, speaking about the materials, the ceiling was made of painted wood. Is a singular work of art because it represents the family tree of Jesus, and the rest of the church is made of stone and concrete, and also it has beautiful doors made only with bronze. Inside there are many objects with important symbols to identify. Then there is the Pillar of Christ. It is a 5-meter column made of pure bronze and carved with 24 spiral images of the life and miracles of Jesus. And finally, the most important work, which is the wood painting on the ceiling, used the fresco technique, and it has been preserved very well since the year 1230, in which the family tree of Jesus is represented. To finish, my personal point of view is that it is an amazing work and even perfect in its structure, since it is symmetrical and geometric. It can be said that it has a simple design, but at the same time it is powerful and great. The place where it is made seems to highlight its greatness, just a hill and next to a river. For believers, it can be of great value since it has many details that tell a history in an interesting way. Um, I just want to say that I like the style more outside because it transmits like peace to me, and inside it is full of history. I simply believe that it is an architectural work that very few of us know, and that is of great importance.